Part 3 of whatever this is going to be called, I don't know yet. I haven't thought of a title. Bob's your uncle, back at you, back at you. Lovely weather anyway. So yeah, lots happening. Living in strange times, interesting times actually. The powers that be, they're the ones that make the final decision who's going to be in power. And say, for example, Jeremy Corbyn was voted in. He has all these fantastic ideas about nationalising all the public services, etc., including the Royal Mail, who I work for. If he was to get in, would they allow him to do all that? Or would they push him out of power, or would he... I don't think he would. He's the type of guy who would surrender to the big business, the big corporate oligarchy. I don't think Jeremy Corbyn's like that, but I'm sure he would have his back against the wall if he was to be voted in. Elections, voting for people in. It's all rigged anyway. It's all rigged. I've never voted because I've saw it's all bullshit. Both sides. I mean, the Labour government or the Tory government's either one or the other in it. We've seen what the Labour government have done when Tony Blair was in power. We don't have to get into that. That's a whole other can of worms, isn't it? But yeah, and the Tories. I mean, I just can't really tell the difference. They all pretend to be of different ideologies and different ideas. But of course, yeah, Jeremy Corbyn seems to be like a proper sort of grassroots socialist. But is he really? I think we need a radical change of. The political system needs a radical change, a radical shake-up, and I don't believe in centralised governments even. I think it's got to be. If we have to become self-empowered, we have to govern ourselves. It has to be that from a community base. Localised communities must govern themselves. We've got to get out of our bloody house. Too many people. We go to work, then we go home. And they watch the telly, and we don't even communicate. We don't even know who our neighbours are, We don't even know the names of our neighbours. I mean, that's really weird, isn't it? I mean, back in the day, the olden days, there was a community spirit, wasn't there? There was a big community spirit in, the villages, the towns, or the cities, and that, or the neighbourhoods, or whatever. Everybody used to sort of rally around and chat and associate and socialise and that. But it seems like the community spirit's been killed by modern life, modern society, and the television. The telly is the biggest killer of that, and that's what's it's the hypnosis machine, isn't it? The TV, that's the. Watch the X Factor, watch the Corrie, watch the EastEnders, watch the football, desensitise, and then get scared, and then the news comes on and tells us about the latest terror attack and what ISIS are up to and all the rest of it, I mean, I had a go at watching telly for a while recently, and it just did me head in. I generally don't watch the telly anymore. Anyway, it just does me head in. It just really, really does me head in. And it's seriously. I mean, it can be used for good stuff. It can be used to educate and enlighten and help people to elevate the consciousness. But it's used to do the opposite. It's used to sort of like dumb people down. The amount of shit that's on the telly nowadays is unreal, It's just unbelievable. 99.9% of what's on the telly now is just designed to dumb people down. Infotainment, bread and circuses like the Roman Empire. Give the mob plenty of entertainment, give them enough food to eat, and keep them in control like that, Otherwise, they'll start a riot. But I think people are waking up. I think Grenfell Tower. I've said it in a previous video, possibly. I might have not. I'm not sure if I uploaded it or not, but I did see it. I've said it before that Grenfell Tower is kind of like a catalyst that could start the revolution. I mean, there's a massive, like I say, right as I speak, there's a massive demonstration in central London. And Grenfell Tower is a main focus of attention. it's a tragedy that something like that has to take something like that has to wake people up. You know, unfortunately, tragic events are what wake people up, because we are in a stupor, or we're all sort of like walking around like zombies, half asleep. You know, the proletariat, we're walking around half asleep, and you know, for a start, we all think. Most people think they're living on a spinning ball, whizzing through space at ridiculous speeds. I mean, that's a complete. But I mean, that says it all, doesn't it? But yeah, we're all in a stupor, myself included. We're all in a stupor. We've all been hypnotised and brainwashed and mesmerised by the powers that be, with all the TV indoctrination and God knows what they put in the fucking water supply. You know what I mean? The fluoride and the chemtrails and all the rest of it. But yeah, but the good news is we're all waking up. People are waking up. There are signs and symptoms of a mass awakening. We are moving into a different age, a different way of thinking, and people are actually becoming more aware of what's going on. We are powerful beings. Each individual human being, each individual person. We are powerful. We can be. We don't need governments. We don't need people to tell us what to do. We self-determination. We can govern ourselves and look at the strong looks after the weak. You know, the strong looks after the weak. There's not enough love and compassion in the world today. That's what's lacking. Not enough love and compassion, and that is true strength. The true strength of an individual is compassion and love, you know, for those that are less fortunate. Bring out the compassionate in people, and you've got a better world, haven't you, you know? Because there's always going to be somebody worse off than yourself. You need more compassion. There's not enough compassion in the world, but it has to come, because that's our. I think compassion is what's going to win. It's going to wake people up. Compassion, love, and compassion. Helping out people. There's going to be a lot of shit. There's going to be a lot of burning cars before things get better. Actually, things are going to get worse before they get better, but things are going to get better. We don't need centralised governments. We don't need centralised banks. We can have, you know, localised communities looking after each other without any interference from outside, trading with each other, getting creative. You know, we can become more creative and more abundant even. You know, everyone can live in wealth, actually. Nobody has to be poor, nobody has to live in poverty. There's so much to go around. There's so much resources in the world. You know. We're being told by mainstream there's not enough to go around, there's a scarcity. They always tell us there is no scarcity, actually. There's enough for everybody. There's more than enough for everybody, you know. Everybody can be rich, everyone can live in abundance. And not just necessarily money-wise, but in every aspect of our life, you know, spiritually, socially, you know, relationship-wise, etc. That's what's coming. Anyway, signing off, because I've run out of room. Peace and love.